Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and I'm going to be doing a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon deck profile. So I'm really excited to do this for you guys because this deck just got some absolutely insane support out of Photon Hypernova, giving us all sorts of extremely powerful cards to upgrade this deck. So without further ado guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards, like getting your name scripture in a single video, getting assigned cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month you're a patron. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. This card is an extremely important combo piece in the deck to be able to make all of your boss monsters. It's a definite 3 of the deck because you want to see this card in your graveyard so you can bring it back with a bunch of different cards, or even to be able to special summon it directly from the deck. We then play 2 copies of Galaxy Eyes Afterglow Dragon. This card is absolutely insane as a 2 in the deck. You can play it at 1, but I really like the second copy in the deck because it has a super cool effect that if you control a Galaxy Eyes monster, you can special summon this card from your hand to defense position. And if this card is detached from an XZ monster, to activate that monster's effect, you can take a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from your hand or deck and either special summon it or attach it to an XZ monster that you control as a material, which usually will give one of your XZ monsters a bonus effect, which is really cool. Then, if you activate this effect during the battle phase, you double the attack of all number XZ monsters that you control, which will help you OTK the opponent, which is super cool. We then play 2 copies of Photon Emperor. Photon Emperor is a really awesome 2 of the deck to be able to send to the graveyard off of Galaxy 100, which is just such a powerful card in this deck to be able to just send to the graveyard because of its super powerful effect. It has the ability, if this card is sent to the graveyard except from the field, while another Photon or Galaxy monster is on the field or in your graveyard, you can special summon this card in defense position, which will give you a level 8 monster on the field, essentially for free, which is really cool. It also has the ability that you can only use effect this card once per turn, but after you normal or special summon this card, you can normal summon 1 light monster during your main phase in addition to your normal summoner set, which is a super powerful effect just to help you swarm the field to make a bunch of different XZ monsters. We then play a single copy of Galaxy Knight. Galaxy Knight is a good 1 of in this deck. It is searchable, which is why I have bumped this card down to 1. But it's really good because if you control a Photon or Galaxy monster, you can normal summon this card without tributing, and when you do, you get to target a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon in your graveyard if possible. Regardless, this card does lose 1,000 attack points, and then you get to special summon out that copy of Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon to your side of the field in defense position, which gives you 2 level 8s to make a rank 8 play. We then play a single copy of Galaxy Brave. Galaxy Brave is a great extender in this deck to be able to just special summon to your side of the field, so it's a definite 1 of in the deck. We then play 3 copies of Galaxy Soldier. Galaxy Soldier is an awesome searcher in this deck and has a really cool effect that you can send any other light monster from your hand to the graveyard to special summon this card from your hand in defense position, and when this card is special summoned, you get to add a Galaxy monster from your deck to your hand, which is a really good effect just to search you any card that you need. We then play 3 copies of Photon Vanisher. Photon Vanisher is a definite 3 of the deck and has a really good effect to special summon itself out to your side of the field because it has the ability, it cannot be normal summoner set. It must first be special summon from your hand while you control a Photon or Galaxy monster, so it's super easy to put on your side of the field. And it also has the ability, it cannot attack the turn it's special summon. And you can only effect this card once per turn, that if this card is special summoned, you get to add a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from your deck to your hand, which is great to be able to search out Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. This card is a definite 3 of in the deck. We then play 3 copies of Photon Orbital. Photon Orbital is basically the Rhoda of the deck, and it's a really good Rhoda for this particular build, because during your main phase, you can target a Photon or Galaxy monster that you control and equip this monster to that monster from your hand or field, which is a great effect. It also has the ability you can send this equipped card to the graveyard to be able to add a Photon or Galaxy monster from your deck to your hand, except another copy of this card, which is great for this deck to be able to search the exact card that you need. We then play 3 copies of Galaxy Wizard. Galaxy Wizard is a definite 3 of in this build, and it helps out a lot in this particular build to just normal summon this card out to your side of the field and either get a level 8 or tribute this card to be able to add any Galaxy card you want from your deck to your hand, except another copy of this card, which is a super powerful effect. We then play 3 copies of Galaxy Summoner. Galaxy Summoner is really good in this deck to combo with your copy of Galaxy 100 because it has the ability, if this card is normal or special summon, you can target a Photon or Galaxy monster in your graveyard and special summon it in defense position, which is just super good to get this card on your side of the field as your normal summon because you're pretty much only playing 6 normal summons in this deck, which is really good. It also has the ability that you can target one other light monster that you control and its level becomes 4 until the end of this turn, which is really good to help you make XZ plays. We then play 2 copies of Photon Thrasher. This card is basically the Cyber Dragon of the deck that if you don't control a monster, you can special this card from your hand, and it helps out to get you a Photon monster on the field. We then also play 3 copies of Ash Blossom to round out the monsters. Ash Blossom is just really good at stopping the opponent from touching the deck, and it's a great hand trap to be able to use in this build. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to be playing a single copy of Rhoda. Rhoda's a definite one of the decks. We do play quite a few warriors in this deck, so this card helps you out a lot to get to the exact warrior that you need. We then play a single copy of Galaxy Trance. Galaxy Trance is super powerful in this deck to help you swarm your board. He's let you pay 2,000 life points and then target a Photon monster in your graveyard and special summon both it and one Galaxy monster from your deck with the same level but both in defense position. And if you do, each monster's attack becomes 2,000. Also, their effects are negated, which is just a really powerful effect to be able to use in this deck to get you 2 monsters on the field. We then play just a single copy of Galaxy Expedition. I have bumped this card down to 1 because it is super searchable in this particular build, and it's really good to be able to use in this deck because if you control a level 5 or higher Photon or Galaxy monster, you can special summon out 1 level 5 or higher Photon or Galaxy monster from your deck in face-up defense position, which will get you an additional monster on the field. We then play 2 copies of Photon Sanctuary. Photon Sanctuary generates you 2 tokens with 2,000 attack points, so it makes it super easy to use these 2 tokens to be able to link summon into your copy of your Galaxy Eyes monster, which is super cool to be able to make your copy of Soul Flare Dragon by using the 2 tokens on your side of the field, which is really cool. But I feel like 2 copies of this card is totally fine because it is searchable. We then play 3 copies of Galaxy 100. Galaxy 100 is an extremely powerful card in this deck because it has the ability that's basically a Foolish Burial, and it works with your copies of Photon Emperor, and it's a really awesome 3-of. I definitely love this card as a 3-of in this particular deck because it also not only works with your copy of Photon Emperor, but it also works with Galaxy Summoner to get you a target in the graveyard, so when you normal summon this card, you can bring it back to the field, which is super cool about this card. It has a great effect that when this card is activated, you get to send a Photon or Galaxy card from your deck to the graveyard, and if Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon is special summoned to your field except during the damage step, you can look at your opponent's extract and then apply one of these effects to banish a monster from it, which can get rid of a key combo piece that your opponent has, or special summon any number monster from it to your field, which is absolutely insane that you can basically just take a number monster away from your opponent and use it for yourself, which is really cool. We then play 3 copies of Trade-In. Trade-In is a definite 3-of in the deck. We play so many level 8s so that we can dig into the deck to get more combo pieces. This card helps out a lot to be able to just discard your copies of Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon because it's a little bit of a brick in your hand and it helps to get it into the graveyard. So this card is great to be able to send it to the grave. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to be playing a single copy of number C62, Neo Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon, which is the cover card of Photon Hypernova. This card gets huge on your side of the field, and it's super easy to put on the field because you can also XZ summon this card using a number 62 Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. So you instantly just lay it on top of a copy of number 62, and it comes out absolutely massive. It has some really cool effects also that at the start of your battle phase, you can detach a material from this card, and this card can make up to 3 attacks on monsters during this battle phase. And if this card has Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon as a material, it gains these effects. It's unaffected by your opponent's monster effects, and it gains attack equal to combined level and rank of the monsters attached to it, which is super powerful of an effect to be able to use with this deck, to be able to just OTK your opponent with this card. We then play a single copy of number 62 62. Number 62 is a definite one of in this extra deck to be able to make your copy of your prime version of this card, which is really cool, or the chaos number version of this card. You're basically using this card as a stepping stone to be able to make your copy of C62. We then play a single copy of Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon. Cypher Dragon is a really cool one of in the deck that kind of works like a copy of Big Eye, which is really cool because once per turn, you can detach an XZ material from this card and target a face-up monster that your opponent controls, and it has the ability that monsters that you control cannot attack your opponent directly for the rest of the turn, except this card. Also, take control of the targeted monster into the end phase, but while this effect is applied, it is negated, or it has its effects negated, and its current attack becomes 3000. Also, its name becomes Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon, which is a pretty cool effect. We then play a single copy of Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Photon Dragon. This card is really cool for that because you can also XZ summon this card using any Galaxy Eyes XZ monsters you control, and it has a really cool effect that once per turn, you can detach an XZ material from this card and then target a face-up card that your opponent controls and destroy it, which is really good. We then play a single copy of Cypher Blade Dragon. Cypher Blade Dragon can be overlaid on top of any of your Galaxy Eyes rank 8 monsters, so it's a definite one of in this deck. You can also pop a card once per turn, so it's a definite one of in this build. We then play a single copy of Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord. Photon Lord is really good as a one of in the deck to be able to use as a negate. It's a really cool card in this particular build, but I only feel like you need one of this card in the deck. We then play a single copy of number 38. Number 38 is really good as a one of to have as a spell negate in this particular build, and it's just a fantastic card overall. We then play a single copy of Divine Dragon Knight Felgran. Felgran is really good as a walking negate because once per turn during either player's turn, you can detach an XZ material from this card and then target one face-up monster on the field, and this turn it has its effects negated, but it's unaffected by other card effects, which is super powerful for this deck to be able to do, and this card is really easy to put on the field. We then play a single copy of Cyber Dragon Nova. With your copies of Galaxy Soldier, it's very easy to make this card and then put a copy of Infinity on top of it to give you a walking negate, which is just really good. This card is a definite one of in the deck. We then play a single copy of Galaxy Photon Dragon. This card is really good in the deck and it has the ability that it takes 2 level 4 monsters, so it's completely generic to be able to make this card. It has the ability that other light monsters that you control gain 500 attack, so you can easily OTK your opponent with this card. It also has the ability that you can detach one material from this card and either add a Photon or Galaxy card from your deck to your hand or send it to the graveyard, which is why I bumped a lot of the cards in this deck down to 1 or 2 ofs, because this card can search them out extremely easily. It also has the ability if a light monster is special summoned to your field, then you can target one of those monsters and its level becomes 4 or 8 until the end of the turn, letting you level modulate your monsters so that you can make more XZ plays. We then play a single copy of Starliege Photon Blast Dragon. Starliege is a really good one of the deck, but you only really need a single copy of this card. We then play a single copy of Double A Zeus because we are playing an XZ deck to be able to board wipe the field. And finally, we're playing 2 copies of Galaxy Eyes Soul Flare Dragon. This card is super easy to put on your side of the field, and it's a really good 2 of in the deck because it can basically pop monsters on the field, which is really good because if this card is link summon, you can target a Photon or Galaxy monster in your graveyard and add it back to your hand. And during your opponent's main phase, quick effect, you can discard a Photon and a Galaxy card, or discard a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, and then target a special monster that your opponent controls and destroy it, which is really good. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. This deck is super fun to be able to play. If you guys have never played Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, you definitely should give the deck a try, especially with all the new amazing support that we got out of Photon Hypernova. So anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you can become part of the notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.